time for bead table. No, not bead table. So close. We are doing our Friday coffee break from now until the end of summer. Hi, I'm Heather Powers. I am your host for today. I'm a bead maker, author, illustrator, jewelry designer, and your all around creative muse. It's my job to get those beads off of your bead table and into some jewelry. So I'm hoping you enjoy today's project. It's one I have an idea. It's all you need. So I have an idea of what I want to do, and I haven't completed it. So we're going to be making it together on the video. Hi, Julie, Cassandra, June. Hello, everyone. So we're going to jump over and get to my bead table right away because I want to get going on this. I want to make this. I want to see it. Hi, Susan and Julie and Nancy. Oh, stay safe and healthy from Smoky, Pennsylvania. I know. Hi, Candy and Kimberly, Darlene. Oh, thanks, Cassandra. It's summer. We get to pull out all the cute clothes now, right? Hi, Teresa and Megan. Okay, so my idea, I was scouring around some French inspirations because who else is following Candy Cooper's Little Adventure in Paris and wishing you were there too? And I'm not jealous. I just want to be having that adventure also. It's I was already on a little bit of a Parisian kick in my illustrations and drawing some travel illustrations and loving the Eiffel Tower and images like that. And so I had been searching some jewelry inspirations, and I came across this little connector that was done with like vintage bracelet connections. And so I was like, oh, how can I mimic that look and feel with beads? And so I've come up with this little beaded link that is very reminiscent of the bracelet connector that they had, except theirs was like set in stone and very fancy, but I wanted to have that flair to my piece here. So I'm going to kind of build it up. I'm going to show you guys how to put this together, and then we're going to build up the necklace. But before we begin, I just wanted to talk to you about some color combinations and some new things that I have today. Yeah, I thought you guys needed to see my face, so there could be some proof of life. I haven't done a video in a long time where I showed my face. I'm like, okay, today's the day. All right, so we're going to be working with my Lovebird wax seal pendants. So these are taken from wax seals and made into polymer clay pendants. And so one of the things that I liked about the jewelry examples that I was seeing is there were a lot of pearls or stones mixed in with a little bit of bright pops of color here and there, but it was mostly neutrals. So that's each combination here I wanted to grab a neutral. And I went with some real old school cathedral beads, which are faceted beads that have the little faux bead caps on the bottom and top with the paint and the little cut texture that they have. So I went with like a purplish gray with a Picasso finish and this brighter purpley what are these, melon drops. That's what I have for my combination here for my beads. So that's the first one, and this is called mulberry. And then the next one is a lilac color, and I just thought I'd mix up all these purples together and go with total purple. Or you could go with the more bluish purple. See, look how just changing one bead totally changes that color combination. You could even dull it down a little bit more and go with that cathedral. And there you have a totally different look with the same focal bead. So picking your colors and having fun with color combinations is just one part of the one of the funnest parts of the process. And so this one definitely a little bit more brighter, playful. And then this one, it's a little bit more subdued. So that's the, I'm not sure what I called this color, lilac. That's what I'm calling it now. All right, and then we have the bluebird, and oh, look at these guys. These are brand new. I'm getting them in the shop after the video today, and they're like that Montana blue from Crystals. Remember that? And then with brass or bronze finish on the ends. And so I thought that would look really nice with the bluebird. And then I would want to pull it back just a little bit with something a little less shiny. So I have these matte gray beads, or you could go with a little bit more of the iridescent grayish color if the matte wasn't your thing. Okay, and my last color combination. Why did I have these here? Mystery. So this is the bead the pendant I'm going to be working with today, which is this dark teal, and that's what I'm going to be using with this color combination that I have. And so here it is, unassembled. So that's what we're going to be working with today. Oh, June, you ordered the mulberry one. It's such a pretty one. French lavender. Yes, Michelle, definitely. Okay, so this is what we're going to start with. Oh, and did I show this one already? I don't think I showed this one. So it doesn't have to necessarily be the lovebirds. I have this pendant in several other styles too, and this one is new for today. There we go. It says travel like a dandelion, and a customer had requested something not green because green wasn't their favorite color. So I went ahead and did it in a gold, a dark yellow gold with gold finish on it. So that would be my combination for this little guy. And the traveler and this teal pendant, those are both new today. So just FYI. All right, let me move all these gorgeous beads out of the way so we can get to our project. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to build up this little connector piece. I got my goodies here, and we're going to be using eye pins. 1-inch eye pins, brass eye pins, and my one step looper. Can't live without that guy. So we're going to use the one step looper and the eye pins. And I'm going to get us a little bit closer so that it doesn't try to focus on everything else. Hi, Nancy from Ann Arbor. Glad to have you here. Okay, so I'm starting with fire polish check beads, and like I said, a lot of pearls and crystals were used in the French jewelry that I was looking at, so I decided to go with these fire polish beads that have this pearl finish to it and has some iridescence with some etched gold. It's just a really pretty bead. So that's what I'm using in lieu of pearls, because I would have to have special head pins, and you could use pearls, but I'm just not quite into the real. I'll use the glass. So here we have 4mm polish bead, and then a 4mm O bead spacer from Cassandra at Beads to Live By, and I repeated that. So we have 3 fire polish and 2 of the O beads, and I'm going to repeat that 3 times. Jesse, what's that noise? Oh, was he crying out, I can't make any more? No, I think it was the window. Because they're mowing the lawn here. Well, not here, but in the neighborhood. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 of those, and I'm going to do three more just to have them done. I like to work in assembly line fashion where I do everything of the same type of step at one time. So if I know I need 12 of these, like I did for the whole finished design, I would do that all at one time instead of going back and forth, repeating the steps. You know, a little Henry Ford assembly line action there. Being a Michigan girl. That's going to happen. Okay, last one. I really love the subtle etched finish on these fire polish beads. It's really pretty. Okay, now the one-step looper. Now, for these guys, you're going to want to have the loops going in opposite directions. So if these ones are going side to side, then you want it to go front to back on the top, or the opposite, just so that they're going in the opposite directions. So the one-step looper, you just slide that in, down, make sure your last bead is touching this little guide right here, and then you pinch, and dun-da-da, perfect little loop without any brain power. I like that on a summer day. No brain power. Okay, so I'm just going to do these all really quickly. And it's okay if they're not perfect. You can fix them up a little bit with your pliers as we put things together. So one of the loops is going side to side and the other is going front to back. Make sure I remember. Okay. And these one-step loopers work really, really nicely with the 4mm fire polish. I'd say they were made for each other. That's another thing about all the French inspirations I was looking at. Everything had that rosary type beaded link finish to them. So that was something I wanted to emulate in my piece here. So, okay, I'm looking for recommendations. Maybe you guys can help me. Oh, the 1-inch eye pins, you can get those from vintage.com. Lisa, great question. Okay, so my question is, do you guys have a recommendation for a movie based in Paris? Like I said, I'm slightly obsessed at the moment. I watched Miss Harris Goes to Paris the other day and highly recommend it. It was so cute. Okay, so if you have a movie that takes place in France, in Paris particularly, let me know. All right, so now I'm going to slip these on. Oh, and I want to do the end that I did the links, because they're a little less perfect than the ones on the other side, and the ones on the other side are going to be showing more. So the imperfect ones I did on the hoop, the jump ring, you know, that hoop. Okay, now let me grab some little 5mm jump rings here. And the other piece I'm going to be using, these are called acorn connectors, and I will be putting these in the shop right after the video. I've had them before and they always sell out, so I'm gonna throw these in the shop as soon as we're done here today. 3 Coins in the Fountain, Brenda, is that the name of the movie? Sounds good. Okay, so this is going to be what I'm using in between the beaded links, and just keep consistent here. I'm gonna throw these guys on. My other side. Okay, and now I'm going to attach them to the acorn link. You see we have 3 little holes on the acorn link. So I'm going to replace these, attach these with these little 5mm jump rings. Oh, Amanda, I love Chocolat. It's such a good movie. Oh yeah, I think I've watched an Audrey Hepburn movie when I was in high school where she was in Paris. I forgot the name of it. I think she was a fashion model. In love with Bing Crosby, maybe? Which seemed weird. To me, as a high school student. Okay, so I attached that with the 5mm jump ring, and I'm going to repeat on both the sides here. And making sure to close these up really, really tightly. Ratatouille. That does take place in Paris, but you know what, Amanda? I've seen that movie, and every time I'm just like, there cannot be rats in the kitchen. I can't break from reality for that one. But it is a cute movie, isn't it? Quite hilarious. Midnight in Paris. Have you guys seen that one? That's probably one of my favorite ones, where Owen Wilson's character travels back in time somehow when all of the artists in the 20s were living there. Oh, and then maybe further back in time. And I'll have to watch it again, but that was a good one. The Day in Code shows off the Louvre beautifully. I'll have to check that out, Susan. Maybe you can share a link with me so I can find it easier. Like on my regular Facebook page. Oh yes, Michelle Amelie, I love that one. That is such a good one, and my older daughter and I were talking about it, and she hasn't seen it yet. And I'm like, what? I watch it like every year. How have you not seen it? Yeah, I definitely love Amelie. What's that one? Is it called Hugo? Where it's a little boy who lives in a French train station. That's a good one too. The Da Vinci Code. Yes, Susan. Okay, that's what you were trying to type in. I know I've seen that one several times. That's the kind of movie Jesse likes, so he's had me watch that one at least 2 or 3 times. Oh, I would love to go to Paris so much. Ever since I was a teenager, you want to see all the places where all the famous artists were. All right, so here is the links, and it's a really cool vintage feel, isn't it, guys? I am really in love with it. Breakfast in Paris. Try the tea. Breakfast in Paris, Mitzi? Is that 3 coins in the fountain is in Rome. Okay. Oh, yeah, guys, I love the movie suggestions. Keep them coming if you have any. Okay, now let's see. Now this is the part where I had this all planned from here, and then the the rest just fly by the seat of my pants. Because I'm not quite sure. I think I know what I want to do, but I didn't have anything set in stone. I just had an idea. Okay, so I think let me pull this up so you guys can see the thought process here. So I have this really cool little connector that has two little lovebirds, so I thought that just needed to happen. And maybe I just need to move up a little. I got too much to show you. I'm trying to think if I want to do something with a bead in between, or if I just want to go directly, ouch. Sorry, I am trying to reach my little box of beads, because maybe I'll put something cream colored or white right there. Digging through my little collection here. I might not have anything. Oh, this was, oh, it's too yellow. Okay. So I was kind of thinking I had something cream, that same cream color, but I don't. So, maybe if I do this, I just don't want to have the blue bead with the blue bead. I feel like it needs to have a little bit more play there. Love in the Afternoon with Audrey Hepburn. Okay, Lauren, that sounds good. The book club. Oh, that one's in the theater, isn't it? Sandra. Okay, so I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab some 20 gauge wire. And of course, everything I pick up is 18. Here we go. I'm going to use some 20 gauge brass wire from Parawire. Matches all my findings perfectly. And I'm gonna make kind of a big loop here on the bottom. Another thing that I liked about the French jewelry examples that I was looking at was kind of this more wild and free wire wrapping. It wasn't quite so tight or perfect, and I kind of liked that little touch. So I'm going to do more of like an oval here, and I'm going to grab onto my end and wrap it around. I think I'm going to do just really tiny wraps, just like that, so that they kind of disappear into the background. Okay, I'm going to throw on that cathedral bead. Oh, isn't that a pretty color, you guys? I love it. Okay, now, before I get any further, I have to figure out, do I want to do it so I attach it with jump rings on both sides? Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll have some interest down there instead of just having it attach in the center. All right. Thanks for thinking that through with me. Okay, I'm going to turn it. And I think I want to make this a little bit bigger, so I'm going to grab my bail making pliers, and I'm going to use the bigger side. And I think I'm going to see if I can wrap that around twice. Okay. see if I like that. Yeah. Lisa, the 2 different links will be on the website, so as soon as I'm done with the video, I will update my website. I didn't quite make this long enough. My little piece of wire. So maybe start with like 10 inches of that wire. You can always cut it down if you have a little extra. And I'm using a little double wrap here because it's a larger loop, and I want to have a slightly more secure connection on the top here. Okay, and I kind of like it just wild and free like that. I'm gonna leave it as is, and I'm gonna grab 2 jump rings. Well, you know what? I think I lied. I think I'm gonna make it just a little bit ovalish. See how I like that. Now you do have some play with your wire as long as you don't hammer it. Once you hammer it, you're done. I don't think I'm going to hammer this though. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And again, I had kind of a plan, but not really a plan, so this may or may not work out. I might have to redo it. You never know. I may decide I hate it, which I think I might be where I hate it. So these little, I'm looking through your questions real quick while I'm thinking. Right, so the little cream beads, Karen, these little guys, are 4mm fire polish, and those are going on the website too. And, okay, so, yeah, I don't like that wire wrapping. That was just a ridiculous idea. Okay, not ridiculous, just didn't work out like I wanted. Okay, so let's try this again. The nice thing is wire's cheap and you can just redo it really quickly. No worries. And I'm going to wrap this around 2 times. Going to pinch those 2 down because they weren't quite close enough. All right. Take 2. And now this one I'm going to do, it's just a small loop. And I'm going to attach it with jump rings with a small loop. So just regular size loop here. And twisting it around 2 times to make that little wrap a little more subdued in the wrapping department this week. Okay, so let me grab my jump ring bin. Oh, where can I put it? So right in front of my face. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have these guys. I think I'm gonna maybe. Okay. digging through, looking at my options here, seeing what I have. Here's a little 14mm rope one, which I think I might, yeah, that's a good fit right there. I like that it fits inside the little loop on the pendant, I mean the little connector. Then I'm going to use jump rings on both sides to attach it. Lynn, you talk to your designs, make sure they're behaving. Yeah, probably if you guys weren't here, I'd be talking to the design. Instead, I get to pretend that I'm talking to you. Right? Okay, I'm going to put this on the bottom. There's 2 loops. I'm going to put it on the inner loop. So you can see there's like a loop on the outside and the inside, and I've put it on the inside. Okay, and I'm going to repeat. And this is going to take all my concentration. Sometimes if I know it's going to be difficult, I put it on the table as kind of a third hand. Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, I love it. What do you guys think? Yes. Yes. All right. Now, I'm going to do the top here, and I'm going to repeat with the, oh, I messed up my nail polish. Darn. Okay, I'm going to add a little O bead on the bottom, but not the top. And I think I'm going to do, well, I don't think, I know I'm going to do jump rings to attach these little links. I feel like it moves better if it has a jump ring. Okay. When the bead is bigger, your loop may be a little crazy looking, so just use your pliers to reshape it a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna repeat the other one. So I can have a whole necklace made and wear it tomorrow with a nice white shirt and jeans and pretend I'm at a French farmer's market instead of my hometown farmer's market. Okay, I'm gonna repeat with these little guys, and I don't need any bead cap or anything, no O bead or anything on this. I'm just gonna go with the cathedral bead, and these are 6mm cathedral bead. My wire got caught there, so that loop didn't turn out quite right. Yeah, so these are the 6mm, and I will have these new colors on the website after the video. I'm gonna eat some lunch, and then we'll be adding stuff to the video. So you don't have to sit and watch my website the whole time. I will post when everything is up on the website in my Facebook VIP group. Sometimes it takes me a while, and sometimes I'm quick. I just never know. Alright, let's attach all these together with the more of those tiny little jump rings. spilled a bag of them in my little bin, so I keep pulling for more. It's a never-ending supply. Oh yes, I should definitely buy a loaf of French bread at the farmer's market. I definitely think that. Cindy, I'm going to have the June box next week ready to go for you guys. I was actually sick all week this week and did not get much done. It wasn't fun, but I'm better now. And so, a little behind on those boxes. I wanted to get them out this last week, but my brain was not able to function enough to get anything creative done. Okay, this is a little 8, I think it's 8mm. Let me check. Oh, no, 7.25mm etched jump ring for these guys. Yeah, I'm really excited about the June boxes for the Van Gogh mood board in my inspiration group. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, head over to the inspiration group. Oh, I gotta post that picture in there too. Okay. Oh, guys, this is so pretty. I'm loving it. Can't wait to wear it tomorrow. Lauren says I need a straw basket and a flowery handkerchief. Oh, a flower kerchief in my hair, right? Really get the look going. Okay. With a little French bun. I've never been able to master those messy buns. It'd be really fun to do a bead retreat tour that was Paris and then Monet's garden, and then we could go to Van Gogh's home in the south of France. That's me really dreaming. And we could make jewelry inspired by each place. I think that'd be fun. That's my bucket list. Bead retreat across France. Making jewelry inspired by famous artists and their locations. Okay, so this I'm gonna get I'm gonna do some more drops here. Not drops, beaded links with drops, and then the little cathedral beads. So I'm gonna do one side for the video, and you guys can imagine what the other side looks like so that you can see how I would put this together. I am gonna start with an O bead on the bottom of all of these melon drops. We have these melons in lots of different colors on the website. And of course we'll be adding more right after the video. Okay, and now I'm going to do a bunch of these. I think I have 7 of the cathedrals to do for each side. I thought 7 was a nice number. Not too many. I don't want to, I am going to make this a really long necklace, but I don't want to have any beads on the back of my neck. I just want the chain. Okay, so let's grab that one-step looper and go to town here. The one thing with the one-step looper is you don't want to get it too close to these larger beads because you can crack them. So with these larger beads, you probably are going to have to go back and fix the loops a little bit, but this will help you have consistent size loops, even if they're not perfect and you have to fix them up a little. And the fixing, reshaping them just takes a second, as you saw earlier. All right, so we used the 20 gauge wire for the pendant. These are 1-inch head pins that I'm using, and the wire and the head pins you guys can both get at vintage.com, and it's where you can get your chain too. That's my favorite place to get those kind of findings. And then I will have the cathedrals, the connectors, the drops, and the 2 new pendants on my website after the video. I'll probably start, let's see, I'll probably start around 4:30 adding things. But again, I will post in the Facebook group when they're all ready on the website, so you guys don't have to sit and watch. I won't add things like piecemeal. I'll do like a drop with everything at one time, so you guys won't have to check back and forth to see what's on there. It'll all drop at once, and all the stuff that I've used, all the new things today, will be at the top of my website, the top of the categories. Try to keep it simple for you. Okay, so I'm just going back through and fixing up the loops so that they're not loose. So sticking my pliers in there and shaping them a little bit further down on the loop. I mean on the pliers, to make that loop a little bit bigger. So it isn't wandering around on the wire here. It's not what I want. Not all who wander are lost, but sometimes your beads need to settle down and stay put, right? Okay, last one. And then we'll piece this together. Okay, I'm going to do a little jump ring to start attaching these guys onto the necklace. Oh, except I'm going to do the big one first. That's right. Closing that up as tight as I can. And I am going to do jump rings between each one of the bigger beads. The smaller ones, I'm going to connect those all together end to end, but I want to have a little bit more movement with the larger beads. So I'm going to do the little 5mm jump ring between each one. Okay, here we go. And now I'm going to repeat that 7.25mm jump ring in between the 2 beads, so that visually there's a separation there that ties back to that size jump ring that we used in the beginning of the necklace. When you can repeat elements throughout the design, your eye will jump back and forth making those connections on the necklace, and it just gives a more pleasing design. Okay, I'm gonna open these guys up. slip them on just like a rosary chain. And then when I attach this to regular chain, I am going to use one of the 5mm jump rings to attach it to the chain. Okay, and I will be making this long enough so that it just slips over my head and no clasp required, which is how I love wearing my jewelry really long so that I can look down and see all the goodness. That's the way I like it. Okay, last one here. And I'm going to have to dig up some chain, so I will show you guys the finished design in a photograph later today. Okay, so here we go. I have the pendant with the little cathedral, then we did the big jump ring with the 2 little 5mm jump rings attaching to the bird connector, and then we have the drops, the cathedrals, and then we did those fire polish and vintage filigree connector, and then we did the 3 melon drops, and then 7 cathedral beads all put together back to back, and then I will finish this with a chain later on. Oop, I just dumped a bunch of jump rings. That's it. All right, guys. Yes, Kristen, you really do need those one-step loopers. They are magic. Well, not magic, but they definitely make life easier. Oh, guys, this is like everything I wanted it to be. Exactly how I had it pictured in my head is how it turned out. So I love having Michael Focal bead here just really take on this romantic, lovely design with all of the vintage brass, the little beaded links, and definitely the color palette helps too. You know, those pearls, neutrals. Yep. All right. Ain't Misbehavin' is your art room theme song, Lynn. I love that. Okay, guys, I will not be making any kits with this design. I just don't have all the pieces to make kits. But I will do a supply list and you guys can put together your own kits. And so that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is the mood board I was talking about with the Van Gogh beads, and I still have a few of these artisan collection the artisan collection available where I've made several different focal beads, disc beads, and wobbles that'll all be inspired by Van Gogh's paintings, including some caned Van Gogh irises, which I'm super excited about. Okay, so time to do a $30 gift certificate drawing, which I love giving back to you guys. I really appreciate you watching and sharing the video, so that means a lot to me that you guys are spending some of your time on Friday with me. So my question for today, and it's an easy one, hopefully, that you'll get. The first person to answer the question that that'll be popping up will be the winner. And the question is, what is the name of these little beads? What was the name of it? I said it several times. What is the name of this style of bead? The first person to answer will win a $30 gift certificate. Oh, Shelly, you love hanging out with me. Thank you. I love having you guys here. Oh, here we go. You guys were so quick and all at the same time. Let's see. The first person to answer was Michelle Tabit Gerardina. I'm not sure if I said your name right, but you know who you are, Michelle. Clap with my tiny baby hands for you. Yay! Lisa, you were really on the ball. Montana Blue Cathedrals is what, but all you had to do was put cathedrals, you guys. And so, Michelle, you are the winner. Yes. Let's see. Someone asked to see my necklace. Sheila, I think it was. It's from one of the videos. I can't figure out the camera. It's from one of the videos that I did when I shared the new pendants, and this is the one with the little beaded leaf and the sorry, my brain is still on vacation. It never returns. No, I don't know why that leaf keeps flopping up. I'm just gonna pretend it's normal. The Lily of Valley pendant is the one that I used on that one. Whew. I need to go eat some lunch and maybe rest for a minute before I get onto the website. Actually, you know what? I am going to do myself a favor because I'm still not 100% doing great. I am going to do the website update tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So I'll post that on Facebook. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock is when I'm going to do the website update. I'm gonna be nice to myself today and not push it because I'm not 100%, and I feel it because I'm already tired. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your weekend. I hope you get to pull out some beads and have some fun. Next weekend we're going to be doing the vintage VIP box for June, and so maybe that's the box you were asking about. Whoever asked about the box earlier. So yes, next week we're going to be doing the vintage VIP box. Just was on vacation this week, so that's why we didn't do it this week, because I do have that box just waiting for me. All right, guys, thank you so much. So new beads tomorrow, 2 p.m. I'm going to take a nap after I eat some lunch. That's what I'm going to do, because being cheery just knocked it all out of me. All right, guys, take care, have fun creating this week, and I will see you next week, Friday, with the vintage box, and we'll have lots of fun making jewelry out of that.